What if your soul did not begin at birth? What if your deepest essence existed long before you entered this life, carrying memories and wisdom from realms beyond the physical world? In the 3rd century, the early Christian theologian Origen of Alexandria proposed a bold and controversial idea, the pre-existence of the soul. He believed that before taking on human form, each soul lived in a state of intimate union with the divine, only to descend into the material world as part of a grand journey of learning, purification, and return. Far from seeing earthly life as meaningless, Origen viewed existence as a spiritual pilgrimage, where the soul moves through cycles of embodiment and transformation, ultimately seeking reunion with God. In this video, we'll explore Origen's profound teachings on the origin of the soul, its descent into the body, and the cosmic vision that shaped one of the most fascinating minds in early Christian thought. Born around 185 CE in Alexandria, Egypt, Origen was one of the most brilliant scholars of early Christianity. Educated in philosophy, scripture, and classical literature, he became the head of the famed catechetical school of Alexandria, where he combined Christian theology with Greek philosophy. Origen was fearless in his intellectual explorations, drawing on Platonism and other ancient traditions to understand the mysteries of creation, the soul, and salvation. His writings, particularly on first principles, reveal a deeply spiritual cosmology that placed the human soul within a vast unfolding divine drama. However, his bold interpretations often clashed with emerging orthodoxies, and centuries later, many of his ideas were condemned. Despite this, Origen's influence endured, shaping Christian mysticism, theology, and even modern discussions about consciousness and the nature of existence. To this day, his teachings challenge us to rethink the origin, purpose, and destiny of the soul. At the heart of Origen's vision is his teaching that souls exist before birth. Drawing inspiration from both scripture and Platonic thought, he proposed that God originally created all souls in a state of perfect unity and harmony. In this primordial existence, souls were immersed in divine presence, free from the limitations of time and matter. However, over an eternal span, some souls turned away from God's light, becoming distracted by their own autonomy and desires. This turning away led them into states of separation, ultimately drawing them into the material world to begin their journey back. For Origen, embodiment was not a punishment but an opportunity, a necessary stage in the soul's transformation. Life on earth became a school of the spirit, where challenges, choices, and relationships awaken the soul's latent capacities for love, wisdom, and reunion with the divine. Origen described the soul's entry into the body as a profound act of divine pedagogy, a way for God to guide souls back to their true nature. He believed that embodiment allows the soul to experience separation and limitation, so that it might rediscover, through effort and grace, its original state of unity. The physical world in this view is neither random nor meaningless. It is carefully designed to awaken spiritual awareness through both suffering and joy. Origen also suggested that souls take on different forms of embodiment based on their level of spiritual development, a perspective that later fueled debates about whether his teachings implied reincarnation. While Origen did not explicitly endorse the idea of multiple lifetimes, his writings leave open the possibility that the soul moves through stages of purification over vast stretches of cosmic time, slowly ascending back toward divine intimacy. For Origen, the ultimate destiny of every soul is Apokatastasis, the complete restoration of all beings to unity with God. No matter how far a soul may wander, he believed that divine love is infinite and will ultimately draw every being back into its original harmony. This vision offers a radical alternative to the strict doctrines of eternal damnation emerging in Origen's time. Instead of focusing on punishment, he emphasized transformation, the idea that every soul, through free will and divine grace, gradually awakens to its true nature. The journey involves learning to see beyond material appearances, transcending egoic desires, and cultivating a deep remembrance of the divine light that has always been within us. In this framework, salvation is not a one-time event but a process of spiritual unfolding, where consciousness expands to mirror the infinite awareness of God. One of Origen's most fascinating insights concerns the nature of time in relation to the soul's journey. While human life unfolds within temporal cycles, he believed the soul itself belongs to a deeper, eternal reality where past, present, and future are unified in God's infinite presence. From this perspective, the apparent beginning of life at birth is only a threshold within a much larger continuum of existence. Our current embodiment is one chapter in a timeless narrative of awakening, where the soul's longing for God weaves through multiple stages of existence. Origen's vision invites us to contemplate life not as a single, isolated experience, but as part of an immense and sacred process in which consciousness gradually rediscovers its divine source. Before birth, we were one with God. In life, we walk through separation and forgetting, and through grace we remember who we truly are, infinite beings destined for reunion with the divine.